The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app. Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the YetiRadio.com and the Backstage Lounge. Tonight we've got Farm Truck live in the studio with the Yeti. And we're going to start it off with Shot of Regret right here in the Backstage Lounge. It's Farm Truck.
Texas.
That's Craig Fisher right here with Farm Truck right here in the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge. Welcome, gentlemen. We've got Mr. Craig Fisher and Michael Ashley.
How you doing?
And we will be good to go now. Sorry, it is like I said. It's been a wild one. So sorry about the little bit of delay. But thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Mutual friends that sent you guys over. So thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Those guys are awesome. Last Train to Juarez.
Great bunch of guys.
Yeah, and
Angie's wonderful also.
yes, definitely. So, how long's Farm Truck been a band?
The band itself has probably been together about 8 years. This reincarnation has been together 5? 4?
Between 5 and 6. It's longer than you think. I think.
Yeah, I think Wade's only been here like
Maybe 5. Yeah.
3, 4, or 5 years. Yeah. Who knows?
It goes fast.
It all runs together.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
especially after a while, and it's just like move on to the next thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, we've been slugging it out. Probably a good 8 years.
Awesome. How'd you come up with the name Farm Truck?
So happened with the original members of the band. We went into a recording studio and we recorded 3-4 songs. And we were done. This is before we even had a name or anything. And as soon as we were done recording, 2 weeks later, we got invited to play a festival out in San Diego. And they go, well, what's the name of your band? And we didn't have a band name. So I just, went back to my dad's childhood on the farm in North Dakota, and I said, how about Farm Truck? Let's go with that. It's that simple.
Okay. I was going to ask if there was any correlation to the street racers.
No.
I just said I got asked that the other night.
Did you?
From the couple that referred you to Alpine.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
No, I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Okay.
I wish there was a more interesting story, but
No, that's a really cool story. You pulled one,
Yeah.
pulled one out of thin air. How long have you been doing music yourself?
Myself,
Yes.
about 8 years.
Okay.
Mike,
47.
47 years
Yeah.
since you were about 10?
11. Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah. Good guess.
I was just poking the bear, but I got close.
Yeah, I'll be 58 this year. So
Okay.
yeah, first guitar
Congratulations.
at 11. So
yeah, I was taking guitar lessons, and I played my instructor a couple of my original songs.
Okay.
He said, "Why aren't you doing anything with this?" So I did.
Okay. All right. That's it's not any more original than that. For sure. What made you want to do music?
I needed to do something. I used to race motocross a lot, and once I got too old to do that, I was looking for an outlet, and I tried golf, and that didn't work.
No.
So, and I've always been into music. I mean, I used to hang out Sunset Boulevard. I mean, I was always around it. My dad was a singer. My mom played piano, and but I've always been a writer. So, and I enjoy writing lyrics, and I found out I was pretty good at putting melodies to the lyrics and chord changes, and so that became my passion.
Awesome. Mike?
Kiss.
Okay.
Good
reason.
That probably turned the whole switch on. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And
I'm only a couple of years behind you, so
yeah, it's it was at the time. Yeah, it was impressive when you're a little kid.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
theatrical, or the theatrics. And,
Yeah, it was more than just a singer-songwriter
yeah.
strumming along in the 70s. It just kind of bowled you over a bit.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
So then he hooked up with a singer-songwriter who's just strumming along.
Right.
Life's weird and quirky, so
Yeah.
Let's see. What's been some of your biggest highlights so far?
For me with this band, there's a few of them. We're kind of a, red dirt alt country band. But we've been able to, make the sweep a little wider than what we thought we could do. So, honestly, we're big Roger Clyne and the Peacemakers fan. So, we got the chance to open up for them last year.
Okay. Awesome.
And that was a big deal. Nicest guys in the world. But then the previous year, out of the blue, Clint Black asked us to open for him.
Okay.
So
Nice.
But then we got the chance to open up for like Cody Canada, from Cross Canadian Ragweed, Mickey and the Motor Cars, Jason Bullen and the Stragglers, a lot of the Red Dirt Texas bands.
Okay.
We've been able to do that, and then we've hit got a couple of the bigger festivals in San Diego, like Gator by the Bay, and
Okay.
so I would say that's probably the highlights for
me.
me.
You took me back for a moment. You said Cross Canadian Ragweed, and I went, what?
Well, you do know they're back together now, right?
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
just played a show in Oklahoma, and they're getting ready to announce a tour of Texas. So I'm guessing they're going to be coming out here pretty soon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Because first time, right after they first came out, I got my hands on it, and I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, that band is one of the major influences on me personally as far as the sound I wanted for this band.
Okay.
That whole Red Dirt scene. My musical influences were Tom Petty and Steve Earle. So we've been able to combine that. So
Awesome.
I don't
Mike?
know, what are your highlights?
Oh,
from
highlights,
this band?
yeah. I'll have to say that Clint Black show was pretty spectacular.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Seated in a beautiful theater in Escondido, and it was
okay.
3 guys on the stage. Felt like little ants. Excellent response. His fans were amazing.
Yeah, that was surprising to me.
Surprising, because they could easily been very iffy, kind of lukewarm, but they were super nice.
Yeah, they were totally right in tune, and every single song they were applauding, and we didn't lose anybody.
Mm-mm.
So it was a good show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know when I lived in Vegas and worked a lot of the country shows, got to work ACMAs a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Crowd-wise and band-wise,
Mm-hmm.
the best shows ever. Just even backstage.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you're struggling with something. Somebody's offering to help.
Yeah,
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yes. So, what's your philosophy in writing music?
I go through a lot of relationships. It seems to bring a lot of material out of me.
No, that's not true.
Honestly, I take the old Dylan thought of, it's like fishing. You just wait and you wait and wait, and every now and then one comes along and you hook it.
Uh-huh.
So I don't sit there and struggle over writing lyrics or something. It's, a hook will come to me, and I spend a couple hours and the song's written. This is blue collar country infused rock and roll. I'm no Stephen Hawkins. I'm not going to set the world on fire with my brain. So
Right.
it's a very accessible type of music.
Yes, I agree. I'm not. Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. So, who inspires you?
Like I mentioned, Tom Petty was a big influence on me, and I liked a lot of Steve Earle's early writing and stuff. But it honestly, it goes back to when I was a kid. Like my first 3 albums were Johnny Cash at San Quentin, Elton John, Honky Chateau, and The Who's Next. And so as I got older, I kind of really steered away from the whole country thing. I was more into the hard rock, metal thing, But once I heard Guitar Town by Steve Earle, I go, wait a minute, there's a cool side of country that I think I could get into. And, through that I ended up, delving into like Graham Parsons, Flying Burrito Brothers, that type of stuff. So that's kind of my influence. Anybody that comes across as real and not, super polished. I like that feel. That's, again, why once I heard about Red Dirt music, I said, okay, now this I can get into,
Absolutely.
So,
Mike?
I'm a punk rock kid, so
Okay.
I like noisy things. But Replacements really did it for me in my 16, 17, 18.
Okay.
After Kiss kind of turned the switch on.
Right.
Melodically, lyrically, it was a whole new can of worms, and it was like, yeah, I need to not necessarily sound like that, but and the bands around them, Husker Du, and it was not trashy 3-chord, no melody music.
Right.
That really sucked me in.
Okay. That's awesome. Let's see.
and to delve on that a little bit, when Mike first came into this band, the drummer at the time mentioned, hey, I know a guy who plays good guitar. He might fit in real well with this band. And as soon as Mike came in, I thought this is the guy, because I could relate to him on a different music level than I relate to my lead guitarist, who also sings, Tim Edwards, because Tim was more into the Neil Young, Rolling Stones type of thing. So for me, it was a great fusion, to bring in the, Husker Du, Replacements, more rockin' thing with the old school rock, and then throw in a little bit of country, and it kind of defines our sound. I mean, honestly, I think Mike would agree. The album got nominated for San Diego Music Awards, but I would say, kind of like the Replacements, it really doesn't reflect how we sound live. Well,
I would have to agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're a little more rockin' live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and that's from the fans' perspective. Most of us, or some of us at least, know the difference between the two.
Yeah.
The perfect element and then the live element.
Right.
And that's what, yes, we came to see you and listen to your music, but put on a show.
Yeah, we're not Boston. The album isn't going to sound the same as we sound on stage.
That is true.
So you got a favorite song you like to perform? Or what is your favorite song to perform out of all that you've got?
I mean, that's something that, that changes day to day, week to week. For me right now, I would say we have a new song called What If Some of It Was True that I really enjoy doing. And honestly, as far as like covers and stuff, I'm really enjoying doing those Bodine songs, the stripped down Bodine songs.
Yeah, it's good. It's a purity to it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's never a lot of pretense to it. It's just it's dead straight song, and it's
Yeah.
I do like that as well. I like the new batch of songs.
Yeah, we got a
Which
bunch of
means
new
nothing
songs that
to anyone but us,
need to
but-
get recorded.
Yeah.
Honestly, Shot of Regret goes over real big with the
Yeah.
audience.
That's really good live.
That's a huge one. And then we have a closer called Halfway Home that it's full on. We'll just call it punktree. It's a combination of punk and country that really cooks at the end. So
Nice.
But yeah.
So tell us about Shot of Regret. How'd that come around?
That came about because we have a good friend. Her name's Stacy Antonell. She's on the cover of the album. Firecracker of a woman and an amazing, amazing artist. She grew up in Ocean Beach, part of San Diego, and she's been living in Nashville for like the past 7 years or so. But she's my tequila drinking buddy. And that's how that came about. She's a redhead fireball, and that's one of the few songs that is completely made up. But yeah, that's how it came about. All of a sudden, that's another one of those songs that just started writing itself. You know, like you get the redheaded drinking tequila, and you know, next thing you know, in my imagination, this is where it could have gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
In a different format, I've been there. Can totally relate. You got any pre-show rituals? That's an odd question.
Yeah, I don't.
Some people don't have, really anything than the basic stuff, but it's kind of a question for the weird stuff.
I know me personally, I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gotten to the point now that I read a long time ago, 50% of the people are going to like you, 50% of the people are going to hate you. And once I read that, all anxiety of going up on stage went out the window. So there's nothing that I really need to do to get going.
Okay.
So,
that's good.
yeah.
I can't get on stage unless I'm in that thing. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, my poor daughter, she goes up on stage with me, and she's just like, okay, woo.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, all right.
Nice.
Let's see. Do you have a song, not necessarily that you do not like, but don't like to perform, but you do anyway?
I don't know if anyone in our band has one of those songs. Do we, Mike?
Whether it's on a technical level or
we do
really
a
bad
Bruce
song?
Springsteen song. Mike just hates to play. We have to twist his arm in order. It's I can't remember who's the cowboy that covered it.
Again, don't know. I'm trying to distance myself as much as possible.
What's the name of the song?
You're my new hero, Mike.
I don't remember his name. But.
I think it's a great song. For the life of me, I can't remember it right now. It'll come to me in another 5-10 minutes.
Other than that, no.
Other than that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay away from Bruce Springsteen.
Not that I don't love the guy, but not that song.
Oh man.
And honestly, I brought that song in because we needed. We started off as a real country, and we're still country. I mean, the past couple shows we did, first couple sets were country as hell. Yeah. But I needed something that people could slow dance to.
Right.
So I brought in this Springsteen song because it seemed to be a popular dance song, and everybody loves it except that guy.
I'm sticking my guns. All right.
Bad memories?
No, I just hate the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just not your thing.
If you've got another hour, I'll tell you why. But let's move along.
I'm game. I love a good story.
I don't want to rile myself up. I'm good.
Let's see. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened on stage? Tom Jones is getting ready to play downtown at
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
84.
Yeah.
Are you serious? And I wonder if anybody's going to be throwing their underwear on stage.
Okay, so
nowadays.
we opened for a band. For me, the craziest thing that happened on stage. For me, we opened up for a band called Moonshine Bandits.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know them?
Yes.
Okay. And I almost tried to talk the promoter out of. I'm going, they're not our crowd at all.
Yeah.
This just isn't our crowd. Why are you putting us opening for these guys? And honestly, it was one of the best shows we've done. The crowd was completely into us.
Yeah.
And our drummer was feeling it to the point he did the full-on Keith Moon thing, fall off the back of
Oh,
it.
he did fall off the back.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
fell
I
off,
forgot about that.
scattered
Yeah.
himself all over the stage. So that was probably the most interesting off-the-wall thing that happened
It was,
up on
yeah. No
on stage.
horse tranquilizers involved.
No horse tranquilizers at all. And fortunately, he did not put any, M80s in the drum kit. So,
No, thank God.
So survived that.
Definitely. Let's see. Where's your favorite place to play locally?
For me, it's probably the Ramona main stage. It's about a 600, 700 seat theater, and that I would say that's the number one thing. And then we put on the Farm Truck Barn Dance every year at a little place, and it's an outdoor stage, and we get about 350, 400 people showing up for that every year. So for me, that's the two places that.
Where's that at?
It's in Ramona, California, also. Just about 45 minutes outside of San Diego. It's a horse town, country town, but it's got this raging music scene going on there right now. It's been referred in San Diego papers as Little Austin, just because there's so much going on music-wise there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, very cool. Do you know Wacy by any chance?
No.
Runs the Roadrunner up in New River.
Okay. I haven't been up there yet, and hoping to get up there soon.
Yeah, so he was telling me, he booked us down at Punchy's Tavern to start this tour. And he was telling us, yeah, I used to ride bulls out in Ramona all the time. So it's one of those types of town. Yeah.
Nice. You got a favorite place, Mike?
I'm going to have to go with the main stage as well.
Okay.
It's just a proper theater show, great sound, real stage, green room.
Yeah.
Got to have a green room.
Lots of mirrors because I like to do a lot of primping. So.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I would have to say the same.
Yeah, amazing. And like I said, the Performing Arts Center in Escondido, that was off the charts.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. What if you could play anywhere in the world? Somebody comes up, let's say I won one of them dumb lotteries, and I'm going to pick a bunch of bands, and we're going to go tour the world. Where do you want to go? You guys get to pick a spot.
Wow, that's a good question. For me, it'd probably be Austin City Limits. Yeah. To me, our type of music, it fits that area real well. I'm not into the big, I don't need to play, some huge, cowboy boots festival, but just a place where they enjoy good music. Austin City Limits would probably be near the top of where I'd want to play. It's hard to say. For me again, the Braun family reunion up in Idaho. That's another place that Cody Canada, Roger Klein plays there. Mickey and the Motor Cars.
Oh, wow.
That's right in our wheelhouse. That would be fun. And honestly, Roger's thing down in Mexico that he does every year.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably closer to the top because that just seems like a good time.
Yeah, that definitely does, and I'm still trying. When you're the only one doing this, stars and planets have to align,
right,
for things to happen, and it's so hard to get everywhere because there's so many.
Yeah,
and I'm trying. But what about you, Mike?
I'd love to do a Red Rocks.
Red Rock, okay.
With the right few bands in tow, that would be spectacular.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's also a place in Tennessee that I've saw that seems very cool. It's an all underground cave, and you go down quite a ways, but then it just opens up into this big amphitheater underground. For the life of me, I can't remember it.
No, I'm not familiar.
I'm pretty sure Bruce Springsteen wrote that song there because I can't remember that song either.
Probably did.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Tougher Than the Rest is the Bruce Springsteen song.
Tougher Than the Rest.
Yes.
And
that Mike hates.
Also the description of playing it. But we'll leave that one alone.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Farm Truck in the Yeti Radio today, live for an interview, and we're having a blast. We're going to cut out for the intermission song. Let's talk about that real quick. That Ain't Love.
So this is a song that our lead guitar player, Tim Edwards, wrote, and he brought it into us about 5-6 years ago, and it's a great song. And I put this band together to showcase my songwriting skills, and then I said, well, I don't know if I can say it, but fuck it, this is a great song. Let's put this into our set list, and it goes over real big. It's according to him, it's based on a true story of his life, of something that was this close to happening, but they both thought better of it and, saved their relationships. But that's basically what that song's about is, let's not go where we both want to go.
Right.
So
Let's don't say we did.
yeah.
All right. Here's Farm Truck and That Ain't Love right here on the Yeti Radio, live in the Backstage Lounge.
I took one step over the line last night. Line dance, two-stepped, held you tight. Well, I know I must be out of my mind, 'cause you're still his and she's still mine. But this ain't love, just desire. I'm a fool for wanting you. Only one thing will put out this fire. That ain't love, it's desire. Well, I drove you home, and I know how good it feels to have one eye on the road and one hand on the wheel. I'm on a roll and I'm out of control. I'll drive a little slower 'cause you're almost home. But this ain't love, just desire. I'm a fool for wanting you. Only one thing will put out this fire. That ain't love, just desire. Well, you grabbed a hold of my heart and turned me inside out. I never had a chance to find out what it's all about. And I know we're lucky, never had what could have been. I've still got her, you still got him. In your eyes I see reflections of my love. And if these dreams are real, tell me what I'm thinking of. That ain't love, just desire. I'm a fool for wanting you. Only one thing will put out this fire. That ain't love, it's desire. Only one thing will put out this fire. That ain't love, it's desire.
Back in the Backstage Lounge with Farm Truck on the YetiRadio.com. I do want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. This is awesome.
Appreciate you having us.
Yeah.
A little more backstory on that song there. So
Okay.
the female vocalist on that, Good friend. We call her like the sixth member of Farm Truck.
Okay.
But she came in and did background vocals. Her name's Ashley E. Norton, and she's lived in Scottsdale forever and built her career starting in Scottsdale here, and then has been touring the world. And lo and behold, she ended up moving to Ramona. And so, anyways, very talented artist, I need to get her in here to do a podcast with you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, send everybody, huh? And we'll definitely make some stuff happen. What is it you want people to know about your band? And why do they need to come see you?
Because we're real. I mean, straight out. If you like just good old rockin' country, there's nothing phony about it. A lot of people, we've all gone through the bad relationships and the heartache and all that stuff. A lot of people can relate to the songs. A lot of the lyrics, if you listen real hard, they may be a little dark, but the music keeps you tapping, your toes tapping. Something else, as far as I'm concerned is, don't ever give up on your dreams. I mean, you're never too old to start a rock band. If that's what you want to do, do it. Don't let anybody tell you no.
Absolutely.
That's my philosophy.
What can I add to that? Nothing.
Yeah.
My way out of that question.
What he said.
What he said.
Let's see. If you could collaborate with anybody, past or present.
Oh, wow.
I know it's hard to pick one or two, but
yeah. From the past, I would probably have to say, I would have to go. I was going to say Petty, but I'm going to change that. I think I would like to collaborate with Mike Campbell, his guitar player.
okay.
I think that would be a very cool thing to do. Honestly, I was so into Petty, that's probably would be my number one thing. Sure. Graham Parsons would be cool from the past. Keith Richards, I'm not sure if he's from the past or the present. I mean, he kind of
all time.
He goes both ways.
Yeah, I don't think
he's been around.
I don't think he's ever gonna. Go away.
He's been around since Methuselah. So,
That's true.
but yeah, I would say probably Mike Campbell would be somewhere near the top.
Awesome.
I'm assuming he's going to say Bruce Springsteen.
Well, Springsteen's number one. Number two, maybe Evan Dando, Lemonheads.
Okay.
Such a great
That's
pop rock
cool,
and roll writer. And seen him, I grew up in Boston, so I saw him when probably 16 or 17 at an all-ages show. I think he's exactly my age as well.
How come you don't sound like you grew up in Boston?
Oh, it's taken 38 years of work, my friend.
So that makes you a masshole.
I'm a true masshole. But that would be a fun hang. I'd like to see how he worked. Super prolific guy. He's had his ups and downs. We'll
Right.
leave it at that. But yeah, if I could pick one out of the blue, that would be a good one.
All right. That's awesome. Has anybody ever been somewhere and had enough people that knew your music that they took over a song for you? The
Not
crowd?
yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Yeah, I can't. You know what? They sing along to Halfway Home, but not to the point where.
Yeah, you can't drop out for a verse.
Yeah.
It'd be
Oh
good.
yeah, we couldn't drop out. But yeah, pretty much everybody sings along to that thing.
Okay.
It's a simple enough song to sing along to.
Yeah.
So what's that like?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's kind of a rockin', punkish.
Well, the feeling of the
feel,
the feedback from the audience.
It's cool. I mean, it's obviously it's very, very cool. I mean, it's not as cool as everybody, lighting their, cigarette lighters and stuff, and singing to "Tougher Than the Rest" with us.
That's true.
That Bruce Springsteen song, but it's way up there. It's way up there.
That moment is my favorite part of the evening.
Well, today there's not very many cigarette lighters out there. Everybody's on the damn vape.
A vape and a cell phone light, maybe.
There you go, your cell phone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ever been a time you ever thought about just saying screw it and quitting?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Usually it's during when we have to do the 4-hour sets. That fourth hour. A lot of time you're going, man.
Or during the Bruce Springsteen song.
Yeah. We usually put that up front so I don't have a nervous breakdown.
There's a great line from an old 97 song, and this is what happens during our fourth set. It says, lots of times it was a triumph of rock, but there were times I caught myself watching the clock, and that fourth set sometimes will kill you.
We'll do it, yeah.
Let's see. How do you deal with creative blocks? Or, well, that's a separate question.
Me personally, I wait till they go away, and then I'll write a song again. I mean, like I said, songs come to me in bunches. I cannot write for a month and a half, and then, I'll bust out 5 songs, within, a day and a half. Yeah. So for me, I'm not a great rule follower.
How many notebooks do you have?
I have like 3 notebooks. Now it's all on the computer. But I'm one of those. The way this band works is, for the most part, except for the songs that Tim brings in, I'll put songs, melody, lyrics, chord changes together. Send out a crappy phone recording to the band, and we'll show up a week later and hash it out, and that's how it comes about. Obviously there's always going to be changes, but for the most part the songs are pretty much written.
They're written pretty quickly once the band is involved. Well, we might cut a verse short or little tiny things, but pretty much mostly completed the first time we hear it, which is kind of weird. But.
Yeah, and what Mike said, the probably the main thing is sometimes I get too many lyrics in there, and so we need to pare it down because we're not the Grateful Dead. We can't go on for 35 minutes on one song.
Right.
So we try to keep them all around the 3.5, 4 minute mark as much as possible.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do you deal with politics in the industry? Not politics. Industry politics. Getting what you want out of it, because
okay, for me personally, without going into it too deep, I think everybody in the world has something to offer me. That's how I look at it. And if I don't agree with your politics, that doesn't mean I don't agree with this part of you or that part of you. I try real hard, to keep the politics out. I've watched some major influencers of mine, and I'm going, I appreciate the fact that you're standing behind what you believe in, but sometimes it wears, for me anyways, it wears me down. I don't want to be constantly pounded over the head with it. Maybe at some point I'll write a more political song or something, but right now I would prefer to, if I could say it, I prefer to go back in time to my dad's era where I didn't know your politics,
Right.
To me that would solve a lot of problems if people just voted, and whether you're left, whether you're right, it really doesn't freaking matter to me. So I know that's a bit of a cop out, but
No,
it's,
not at all.
for me, my life is too short right now to be constantly pissed off at somebody because they don't think the same way I do.
Right. Absolutely. Let's see. The industry as a whole, how it's changed due to technology over the last 20 so years. Positives, negatives out of what's transpired since back in the day when you had to go to a record store and because I'm one. I don't mind technology. I was under the perception growing up that technology was going to help us do things better.
Right.
And maybe have a little more time for our people.
Sure.
I'm doing way more and got less time.
Yeah,
and
that is true.
It's frustrating on my end of it, because been to the record store a few times, and
yeah, my feelings on that is I used to love every Tuesday going to the record store and seeing what the new albums were that were coming out. It became a ritual for me. I'm not against technology. I think for us, it's helped in some ways, but it's killed. It may have killed more than it's done good for up and coming bands. And I'm not talking even like our band. I'm talking about like younger bands. I'm looking at your albums, around the room here. How many people listen to an album anymore? Technology has killed, in my humble opinion, has killed the album. We used to buy an album, put on our headphones or crank up the Kenwood, and we'd sit there and lay and look at the album cover and listen to the whole thing. And the great albums, the songs, led you to the next song. It flowed. Now everything it's all throwaway. It's like, you got to have that great single, and then nobody cares about the rest of the album for the most part. Or so it seems to me. So I do not like that. I don't like the way that technology has devalued music. The fact that you don't go out and buy an album. The album supported the artist. You get it for free now, which means, how much is the song really worth? So now it has to all be based on touring, which is not a bad thing. You always had to have touring, but it's if they're not. I'll bring up, because Mike brought it up, Kiss. When I'm 16 years old and I saw Kiss at the LA Forum with Cheap Trick, it's like, okay, I'm hooked. Okay, I now can't wait for the next album to come out. I can't wait till they come on tour again. If I had only heard one song and that, on to the next thing, I wouldn't have become a fan. Same way with Petty, same way with a lot of bands. I just don't think people appreciate what goes into crafting a song, putting it out on stage, and it's tough when you're battling the fact that they can hear my song now on the radio, but they're also hearing they have to find that in 50 million other songs, and it's really tough to make yourself stand out from the crowd.
Because the pond is getting deep.
Yeah.
And,
And it's
they're-
not
they're-
and it's not all good stuff.
Right.
That's
There's-
that's
there's
that's
some
part
that
of the
shouldn't
problem.
be that are. And,
Well, that's-
Yeah.
you know.
And maybe it was always that way. We just didn't know about it. But it sure seems like it's. Oh, I know music has been devalued. I mean, it just
Significantly.
Nobody. We're lucky. If we can sell 3, 4, 5 CDs at a show, I consider that a blessing. But I also consider it. These are true fans. They're not really buying the CD because they have a CD player in their car, which they probably don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're buying it because they know it supports us
Yeah.
as an artist. So
Yeah, no CD player. I got a double deck up here.
I still run a CD player in my car. Yeah.
CDs are in the drawer. So,
Yeah,
but
But even going that direction, for me, because I'm older, the CDs kind of ruined the same thing. I noticed you don't have. I mean, you got some up there, but something about looking at an album cover, reading it back, pulling out the sleeve, and there's an insert, and reading all
Right.
that, reading all the lyrics that are on there and stuff. That was an
Memorizing
experience
the songs.
Yeah.
because they gave you the lyrics, especially when it was somebody that you couldn't understand
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
some of what they were singing.
Exactly. Well,
There's
there's no other resources really to get lyrics.
Right.
At the
Yeah.
time.
So to me, it was more of a, intellectual thing. You got to art and everything combined, and now it's, well, that's a great song. I love that song. What am I going to do about it? Well, I don't know. I'll wait till it comes on again. But do we really research to go buy their stuff? I still do, but do most people? I don't think so.
They're too busy doing everything else.
Yeah, it's a throwaway society. I hate to say it.
Big time. And not just in music.
No,
Everything.
across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use it till it breaks and throw it out and go get a new one.
Yeah, get the latest and greatest thing. No.
Yeah. Well, I got to bring back my 45 collection this trip that I went on.
Nice.
So I had a few, but I found the rest of them. So they're in the drawer waiting to get sorted through. And but it's definitely I'm trying to get moved into the garage because I need some more room, obviously.
Right.
But yeah, definitely expanding a little bit and having a whole lot of fun. Now, people have done live albums. I can only think of one that's ever done a double live album.
Besides Kiss Alive.
Yeah.
Wasn't Frampton Comes Alive a double album?
Was that a
Was
single
it?
record or a double record?
I want to say Frampton was a double album.
I want to think it is, but I don't know if it is.
Yeah. Showing how old I am. I was a huge Uriah Heep fan.
Oh, wow.
And Uriah Heep Live to me is one of the greatest live albums ever, and it's a double album.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I know there's not very many, but
Yeah. I you know what, I hate to say it because I'm older than both of you guys, that there were probably more double live albums
back then.
when I was 16, 17,
I thought you were
18.
going to say Benny Goodman for a minute, but
Not quite that old.
okay.
Oh, Lord. Let's see. What do you consider a successful music career today, as opposed to the 70s, the 80s, 60s, maybe the early 90s, maybe?
For me right now,
I mean,
if you
make
could
a
pay your
living-
bills
Yeah.
just by doing music,
Yeah, that's
to me that's a success. That's one level of success. It's always a success when somebody comes up to us and says that song hit home with me. It's like a song that was written about me. To me, that's again a success. If you can connect to people, we did a song recently. We haven't recorded it, but where the woman just sat in front of the stage and tears were running down her face because the song just hit her, right in the gut.
Right.
So those are, to me, because, I think deep down people still want to feel something. So if you can make a song and somebody feels it deep in their soul, what better success is that?
Definitely.
That's my opinion.
What about you, Mike?
Well, we were speaking shallowly before, but certainly if you could make a living and not worry about things without killing yourself, we know plenty of folks that they're not 20 years old anymore that hit the streets, throw the open mics, do whatever it takes, because they said a few years back, this is what I'm going to do for a living. It's a lot of balls, but I respect them for it, and it's hard.
300 plus a year.
Yeah, that's
And that dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many shows you guys do a year, roughly?
Oh God.
Not
60?
I was gonna say 50 to 60, probably.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It varies month to month and year to year, actually.
Yeah. And a lot of that still has to do with some of the members of the band, myself included. We still have day jobs. We haven't been
Right.
able to make that transition yet. So you can only do so much, especially if you're looking to tour and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how far east have you gone touring so far?
This is about it. Is
Bisbee?
Sierra? Yeah, is Bisbee
Okay.
further east than this place?
Slightly, I think, yeah.
Mesa? Is that probably further? Oh no, Payson.
Payson. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that east?
Yep.
It's northeast. Yeah.
Northeast.
I know it's north, but okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. That's probably the furthest. Yeah.
Okay.
We play, Southern California, obviously, and Central California, but that's kind of our goal is kind of. Again, I hate to keep bringing up his name. The Roger Klein template. I'm looking to start in San Diego and play Arizona and parts
Right.
of Nevada and just keep growing that circle
pick it up.
regionally.
Right.
Yeah. And we found out, it was kind of fluky that we played out here. My son moved out to Arizona, and my sister moved up to the Pine Strawberry area of Arizona.
Okay.
And we just found out real quick that our music works real well in Arizona, because it, again, coming from Horsetown, and it's kind of that, blue collar, dirt on the boots type of music. So
Right. Absolutely.
yeah. So eventually we've been offered to go play out in Texas and stuff, and eventually we'll make it out there. But
Good.
yeah, we're still trying to build our Arizona fan base here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Build that, like Dallas, just picking up a spot every year or every time he goes out and just expanding it, picking up another one and picking
Yeah.
up another. Next thing you know, you're doing one of these things around the country
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
and playing 300 plus nights a year.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
So that's what we were doing before. The last few times that we've come out to Arizona, we'd play, a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we'd head back to San Diego. This time we've been able to do Friday, Saturday, and then Mike and I are going to play a little bike clubhouse on Wednesday,
Okay.
and then we got a gig that the whole band's playing acoustically on Thursday, and then we got another gig on Friday. So we're kind of doing what you just said. This time we're trying to expand it little by little by little.
Okay.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
So what do you got coming up? Let's see. You've got some new songs. You haven't got them recorded yet.
Haven't recorded them yet. No, we're still working on that. Yeah, we got a bunch of new songs that we got to filter through. We probably play a good, I don't know, 6, 7 of them right now, 8 maybe
The new stuff, yeah.
of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So we depending on how long the gig is. If we're doing a 1 hour gig or 45-minute opening act or something, we're gonna do 99% original stuff. If we have to do 3 hours plus, we probably do like a good 60% original, 40% covers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But the covers we do, people think they're ours anyway, and we don't tell them. So
Well,
so they think
well,
they think we're
then you're doing
all
it
of
right.
Yeah.
You're covering it right. So that's all that can be expected. And do it right. So what other, you got some stuff this week? Anything else coming up? Anything bigger?
We head back to San Diego a couple times a year. Myself and the girl Ashley that I mentioned, we put on a couple festivals.
Okay.
So last year the last one we did, we had 19 artists play with us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we got another one, a smaller one coming up in a couple months. We got working with a few people. We got a bike festival, actually 2 bike festivals coming up. One in June that I'm booking. I'm going to try to get Last Train to Juarez out there.
Okay.
And
They're all in Southern California?
yeah, that'll be
Okay.
in Southern California. And then we got another one in November. So those are kind of the big things that I'm working on. Gator by the Bay comes up in May. We're waiting, every year you wait till the last minute before they let you know.
Right.
Other than that, we got, we're booked through November.
Nice.
But I mean, there's lots of places to fill in. We leave that open. So, and then we're looking for maybe do another fall trip out here. So, we just haven't decided which part of Arizona to hit next.
Okay.
Any recommendations?
Yes, I will. When we get done, I'll throw some stuff at you and a couple places that some other people that are coming in for an interview. Some places they're going to be at. So again, it's been one of those weeks, and I'm having a hard time pulling anything off the top of my head right now.
It's all right.
It's been definitely crazy. So let's see. Any advice for up and coming young musicians? Or what's the best?
Advice.
Don't play that Bruce Springsteen song.
Yeah. Well,
Or the best advice that's been given to you.
Well,
you wanna
I
pass
didn't
on?
get any good advice. That's why I'm in a rock and roll band. Yeah, probably my best advice is go to electrical trade school. My advice is don't worry about the dollars. Find what moves you and stick to that.
Okay.
And keep working that, because we could easily be making a lot more money becoming a country cover band that plays the honky tonks and plays the hits. If that's all you want to do is get out and play the latest pop country song, more power to you, but you're killing your soul by doing that. So
Right.
find what you want to do and stick with it, and don't let anybody tell you you can't do that.
Right.
That would be my best advice.
And don't get me wrong. I know people like to do covers or tributes and whatnot, and that's fine. Take nothing away from it. You're gonna make a living. That's one way to do it.
Right.
But my frustrations is going to some places where if you're gonna have them play covers, fine, but let them play their originals. And there's places that no.
Well, we're
And I'm
fortunate.
like,
We haven't found that out yet. So we're very, very fortunate.
yeah, that's been pretty good.
When we started this band, we just said, you know what, we're an original band, and honestly, it's worked out well for us.
That's never been an issue ever.
Yeah. But
Well,
then
that's
again,
good.
maybe we're not going to those places.
Right. Nobody's sending you to those places because they already know not to send you.
Yeah, don't book farm truck.
Somebody's looking out for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about Summer and Shine.
Shimmer and Shine?
Shimmer and Shine. Sorry.
Okay, so that's a song, again, about an ex-fiance.
Okay.
And when times were good, and it was, I had to try to write a happy song, and this is about as happy as I get. So it was written about her. She was another musician in San Diego, and she just had a very sparkly personality. And again, it was a song that kind of wrote itself. But yeah, she was a really big influence on me, and very bubbly person, and that's basically what that song's about.
Cool. Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Yeti, and it's the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com with Farm Truck live for an interview. And this is Shimmer and Shine.
Can't wait to see my baby when the working day is done. Her eyes shimmer like water, kissed by the midday sun. Her touch gives me shivers. Her kiss warms my soul. Like 1,000 raging rivers, sends me out of control. Like a steelhead at the end of an old trout line. She'll lure you in, sparkling, shimmer and shine. Friday night she sings in a band, old time rock and roll, shaking her ass and her tambourine to the point of losing control. She says she loves the dancers out there on the floor, but she loves that whiskey bottle just a little bit more. Give her a long neck and a two-step. She don't need no fancy wine. Through the sound checks and the train wrecks, my baby shimmers and shines. Shimmer and shine. Shimmer and shine. Yeah, my baby, she looks so fine. Sparkle, shimmer and shine. Shimmer and shine. Shimmer and shine. Yeah, my baby, she looks so fine. Sparkle, shimmer and shine. Shimmer and shine. Shimmer and shine. She'll lure you in, sparkling. Shimmer and shine.
back in the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com with Farm Truck. I want to thank you guys for coming again. It's an honor to have you here.
Been a pleasure.
Thanks much.
Especially you guys got recommended to me, or I got recommended to you, and this is really cool. I've been trying to get into the other genres, and because when I do my music show, I start on the lighter side and I end in the 5-point seat restraint chair.
Right.
Okay, so but I play everything, and I get it. There are some people that wear blinders, and if it has to be a metal station or a country station or a punk station, or they can't play anything else, or you don't want to listen to it. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, to those people, I'd throw out a Super Sucker album to them.
There's a lot of that.
No,
it's all three of those.
Yeah, not bagging on them. They're human.
Yeah.
And the worst part about being human is being human.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because but like I said, it's been a pleasure having you guys. Thank you
for
so
having
much.
us.
And
Thanks
a couple of hiccups, but I got it all ironed out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it turned out pretty awesome. And
Right.
Anytime you're in town and you got some stuff you want to talk about, hit me up, and
Sure thing.
more than welcome to come back, and definitely be well better prepared and fired up.
Yeah. And for all the lovers, we will be at Rooster's Country Valentine's night.
Valentine's night at Roosters. That'll be awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
thanks a
Thank you guys very much.
Long live Bruce.
Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
It's alive!
The Yeti. The Yeti Radio. Powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app.